Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another Let's Watch / Talk, where we check out the news trailer for Movie Gamer Show. And today we have Imaginary, trailer number 2. We covered trailer number 1, and now we're covering trailer number 2. They released a new one. I'm excited to check this one out, so let's do that, and we'll talk about it after. Let's go.
Hey kids, do you want a friend who will never leave your side?
Oh jeez, no I don't, no.
Chauncey the bear. He'll
Chauncey
never
the
leave
bear?
you. Never ever.
Oh god. I think I'll stick with Chucky.
It's nice to see you again, Alice. Jessica told me you've been spending time with a new friend.
He doesn't want me to talk to you.
Oh boy,
Chauncey?
from Blumhouse, okay.
My favorite thing is his eyes. I can see anything I can imagine in them.
Oh boy. Producer Megan, of course, Finance at Freddy's, The Invisible Man, The
He
Black
asked you to
Phone.
do something that hurt you.
Oh gosh.
Every culture has a name for it. We call them imaginary friends.
He's not imaginary.
Just because you stop believing in them doesn't mean they're gone. And they're angry that you left.
Oh gosh, look at the bear, Oh gosh, the bear out loud. Oh, what the hell? Turn it back on. Oh, Jesus. Oh my god. I don't think I ever had an imaginary friend, guys. Good thing. And there we have it, guys. That is Imaginary trailer number 2, which releases in theaters on March 8th, which is very soon. Actually, it's a whole month from now. Exactly a month from now. I don't think there's going to be a trailer number 3. I was kind of surprised they released a second one, which is cool, because we're covering it and we get to check it out together. And let's see, my take on it, I gotta say, it's interesting. I gotta say, just interesting and kind of cool, because last year, I believe Meg came out around the same time. I think it was January or February, right? I believe it was Meg. And for this one, for this year, we have Imaginary, okay? And which is cool. It's interesting because as the whole friends, imaginary friends. And I never had an imaginary friend, guys. If you guys did, then you can leave your story down below in the comments. But I say interesting because, when you're a kid, you think of so many different things. And I don't think there's that many kids in this movie, as we did from what we saw. There's that teenager and adults, right? And so maybe we're going to see some of their imaginary friends, and I guess the demon or whatever it will take shape of said imaginary friend that corresponds to the person they're attacking, right? And he's not your friend. This bear, Chauncey, is not your friend, okay? And a little ad at the beginning definitely made me think, and just a little throwback, right, callback, I guess, kinda, to Chucky, with the Chucky ads and everything, right? And also, again, very similar to Meg as well, the little advertisement for Meg and how they're making the dolls and all that stuff, right? Not really in the ads per se, or in the trailers and whatnot, not really there, right? Kinda, but not really. In here, I can see it more similar to the Chucky doll ad and whatnot, right? He's your best friend, he's your best buddy. He's your buddy, right? And in this one, he's your buddy. He's your friend. Also, he's imaginary. He's your imaginary friend, or just Chauncey the bear. He's your pal. And so, we'll see what happens with Mr. Bear and what will conclude in this movie at the end with the story and what will happen to the characters. And now, let's go ahead and talk about the cast. So in this movie, we have DeWanda Wise, we have Tegan Burns, which is the child of the movie, or the one that will be talking with Mr. Chauncey here. We have Matthew Sato, we have Tom Payne, Betty Buckley, okay. We have Veronica Falcone, which plays the doctor who was talking with her about Chauncey and the imaginary friend and so forth, right? Then we also have Aubrey Majors, Suzette Lang, and Brooklyn Majors. Okay, so that pretty much ends up and fills up the cast here. And so we'll see. We'll see what happens with the takedowns and whatnot. At the very end, that one looked pretty spooky, like a spooky moment for sure, with the young teenager, of course, moving said lights, right? And that also kind of outlined the bear, which is very interesting and kind of funny too. It's like, no, 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 turn it back on, turn it back on. She, you know how nerve-wracking that was, her trying to put it in, and then she had to turn around and plug it in, and when she plugged it in, boom, gotcha. But I don't think there's going to be that many jump scares. It's going to be interesting for sure, seeing the different shapes the imaginary friend will take. But yeah, that's pretty much my take on it. But now let's go ahead and see the premise of said movie. So when Jessica returns to her childhood home with her family, she finds her old stuffed bear, Chauncey, and sees that her youngest stepdaughter, Alice, has grown attached to it, which is the little girl we saw right at the beginning. After Alice's behavior becomes concerning and the games that she and Chauncey play turn increasingly sinister, Jessica starts realizing that Chauncey is much more than the stuffed bear she believed him to be all those years. So, yeah, because Chauncey the bear is actually most likely like a demon or possessed, something has something to do with that area, and kind of similar, I guess, with the whole Chucky thing, or the killer put their soul or their body into the stuffed doll, right? And so in this one, we have Mr. Chauncey. But what isn't Chauncey? Who is Chauncey? And what is Chauncey's plan, in all of this? Just to take over, just take down people, and it's a stuffed bear. So, like, how would you believe that? You need to call, like, I don't know, Ed Warren, right? And the Warrens, the Warrens. Bring in Lorraine and Ed Warren, please, right? Bring in the Warrens and just specialists, right? To see what's going to happen. Because I'm sure there were cases back in the day, right? Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I'll take you guys for this Let's Watch / Talk. It looks interesting. Like I said, that's pretty much my take. Interesting, and what I said already before. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'm thinking of checking this one out March 8th. And we'll see how crazy it will be when it comes to the jump scares and the takedowns. And the reason I also say this is because this movie is rated PG-13, and of course there has been some movies that succeeded really well with PG-13, and of course the whole rated R rating is not needed. And we've had this discussion before, checking out other horror movies in the past, or selected horror movies that are PG-13. But I don't know, just that R rating just gives it that kick, I know it's not needed, but it just gives it that kick, that punch, that boost, I guess you could say, in the horror genre or just horror section. But it's not needed though, because there have been some successful movies where it did really well with the PG-13 rating. And of course, if you compare other, like, from like the 90s and early 2000s, you can't really compare that because it was different times the way movies are made. And now fast forward to right now, I think the PG-13 rating is fine. It's not the best, but it's fine. I just personally would prefer a rated R rating, just like let's say for Megan or Friday the 13th, no, not Friday, Jesus, Friday the Freddy's, Megan, and this one. If they were all rated R, I feel like that boost would have definitely helped out the push into bringing the more scare to it, more scary aspect to it. That's all I'm saying. But it's a whole different discussion we can talk about in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. But that's it for Let's Watch / Talk. We'll check out although stay tuned for more upcoming trailers on the channel, guys, that we'll be checking out together. And I'm looking forward to, of course, new ones and new movies coming out later, of course, whether it's summer movies, horror movies later in October, and so forth throughout the whole year. So very exciting stuff, guys. But yeah, looking forward for more. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and what you guys thought about Imaginary and everything that comes with this movie or that we saw today. But yeah, that's it, guys. Take care. Stay amazing, and I'll see y'all with the next one.